Rowland, thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate that.
No worries at all.
I found out about sort of medieval MMA through like Instagram reels. You know, people in armour in a cage.
Yeah,
throwing
seeing
each other
more
on
and
the
more
floor.
now, yeah.
So as someone who doesn't know anything about the sport, can you tell me like just briefly what the rules are, what's allowed, what's not allowed? And I know there's levels of sort of how aggressive it gets, isn't there?
Just by prevention of rule set. So we've got dueling disciplines, which you'd probably consider obviously less aggressive, because it's more how many times you hit each other rather than how hard.
Right.
So we're not looking at beating each other in submission in that one. It's about how many times you hit each other. So that will be a lot more skill. There's skill in the bow, but it's more that it's very technical and a lot more high energy. And it's about how many times with different striking positions being different amount of points. You then obviously got the MMA part of it, which is the pro fighting or outrance, whatever you want to call it.
Outrance, right, yeah. That's what I saw on the website.
Oh, okay,
Outrance,
yeah. Weird word, but
Yeah.
yeah. Basically MMA and armour. Almost do everything you can in MMA. You know, one thing we can't do is bend a joint against its natural angle.
Right.
So we can't do arm bars or anything like that.
Okay.
But otherwise, mostly, you're looking at the most amount of points wins. However, you've got throws, ground and pound involved in that.
Yeah, nice.
And then if people aren't protecting themselves, then they'll call it on a TKO as well. You've then got the groups, which you've got 3s, 5s, 10s, 12s, 30s. All getting in the list together, and it's all about the last team standing. You can go for throws, submission through strikes, as I said, body checks. However you want to get them to the floor, as long as you don't breach some of the basic rules.
Amazing. And these weapons are not like fake weapons, are they? They're really
they're steel. Yeah. So although what we train with is wood, just to prevent like the armour, sort of like getting totally,
messed up in training.
Yeah. Our actual weapons that we fight with, they're blunt, but they're still metal and wood. They're still full on. And realistically, when it's a thicker impact point, there was hammers used back then for a reason, because it would negate armour essentially. So the thicker it gets,
you feel it through the armour even.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Still bruise.
So we can't get tanked up so much that we can't feel anything at all. Like there's always an optimisation for level of protection. So there's a mindset of the less you're wearing, the quicker you are, the more chance you're not going to get hit. However, if you're wearing a lot more armour, you're going to get hit more. Or if you're quick enough, then you don't take as much strikes, and you don't have to worry about being hit hard. So it's a trade-off.
Yeah, I can see that. What I liked as well when I came in about halfway through the session, is you were drilling like real techniques that you see in judo and MMA and that sort of thing. So it's not just chaotic.
No.
It's just you put the armour on and you go at it.
No.
And even in the fights, I think you were telling people to use the techniques taught in the class, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've not really got a handbook for the sport.
Yeah.
However, we have got people that come in with different skills. Like, for instance, we spoke to Henry today. He's got judo skills. Judo is probably one of the main. Judo and rugby seems to be a really good mix. Yeah. A little bit about holding the line when it comes to rugby, as well as the body checks seem to go and posture. And then you've got all the technical throws from judo. Seems to work really, really well.
Yeah.
And that seems to be a really good mix. But we have people that come in with absolutely no previous martial arts background, and they can pick up different things from different people. We're more than happy to sort of like hear like other techniques from other sports to integrate it. We did a judo seminar not too long ago, which we're implementing across different sessions. We're happy to learn from other people. We're not too big up ourselves to think that there's nothing to learn.
Yeah. I saw during the sparring session here, there were a few like punches and kicks being thrown. I'm wondering how much, because I do Muay Thai, you can tell by the shorts.
Right, okay.
I was wondering like how much Muay Thai would be used here?
Well, that's probably a question for my wife, who is 11-year Muay Thai champion.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think I saw her throw a punch or two.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So I wouldn't say that the side kicks are as fantastic, but a nice, good kick to the chest.
Yeah.
When you brace up against the list, that'll knock the wind out of you.
Yeah, definitely. Someone ran up here and there was a good, like a Spartan kick I saw coming in over here.
Yeah, I find that they're quite effective, but side strike, because you're covered in steel, you haven't got that sort of like sting, I expect. Like, she's kicked me in the thigh before and I want to drop.
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, Muay Thai, definitely the clinches as well.
Yeah,
you've got your head control.
Like you're doing in the corner today.
So absolutely. There's little bits from different sports, and where it's a stand-up sport and you want to stay standing, it encourages balance and that sort of stuff as well. Some of the other sports like judo, we have to look at where it translates and make sure that they're not, using the techniques that would ground. That's okay for pro fighting, but for the groups, they need to better stay standing up because obviously they're out as soon as the third point of contact hits the ground. But so it's about implementing stuff that works for the discipline.
Awesome. And another thing I noticed, which I found quite strange, is when people are sort of out here, they're just lying on the floor. Is that because they're exhausted, or is that because they're meant to stay there until
Yeah, they're expected to stay there, yeah. So once you've been eliminated, you're there until the round resets. So when you're a body on the floor, you're a really good trip hazard.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
so I thought that seems dangerous.
Easiest kill, push someone over the body.
Right,
so just make a pile of them.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Because I saw it and I thought, because even the sound of someone hitting the floor, it's very dramatic, isn't it? Like it's like a big smash, and it seems like it hurts.
More for some.
But it hurts, right?
Well, yeah, you can have the wind knocked out of you. Yeah, we had when we had one of them doing hip throws here and whatever. One landed straight on the back. Yeah. You got padding on, and then you got steel, but you still had the wind knocked out of you at times. And I think Henry actually obtained a bit of a nice buckler punch to his chest from my wife, actually, right in the centre of the sternum, breathing out.
Wins you, yeah. I think I got that on camera as well.
Oh, there you go.
So I thought the bodies on the floor was also maybe to simulate like actual medieval combat when someone was dead. They're lying there. Is that part of it as well, or is that more
as much as this is based on medieval combat, it's sports optimised. So the kit is very heavily, authentic.
Yeah.
With some small adaptations for keeping people alive.
Right.
So there is the element of how we fight is for sport, but there is some technical sort of references for authenticity, but realistically you can hit at someone with an axe how you hit someone with an axe. They probably did exactly the same back then. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
The sword's the same, different techniques. So we've got people that come from HEMA that then are implementing their swordsmanship into our disciplines for long sword, sword and shield, sword and buckler. What we'll do is we split our session generally where we'll have the first part, it'll be duelists out there, and we'll have some people that want to do pro fighting here. So that way we can work on grounding techniques and stuff like that. And then we'll move on to a training element like you picked up, and then we'll go into the groups. Yeah,
the group fighting was really good. Really
for me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. With the events that are held like in a cage, like an octagon sort of thing, are they like ticketed events where you can go and buy a ticket and just sit and watch it like an MMA sort of fight?
Yeah, so the Northern Wolves were hosting SKF, which has been going on for the last couple of years. And now you've got White Company, another team that are in Nottingham. They're hosting, we'll actually be attending with a team to fight one-on-one, and then at the end our guys fight each as a team in October.
Have you done a 1v1 in a cage before?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not in a cage. It was in a normal arena, like but a pro fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. It's not something that I generally go to. I was part of the first UK event here. Did quite well, and then I went to France and did one there. But I like the groups. But I will be doing a pro fight against White Company member in October.
Awesome. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that. Yeah. I'll come catch it. If someone wants to join, what do they need to do? Can they just turn up?
First 2 sessions are free. Get a hold of us through our Instagram or Facebook, Invicta Medieval Combat. We see so many people sitting on the fence for 2 or 3 years watching it, just thinking, I'd like to give it a go. Just come along and give it a go. We're not going to put you in armour and chuck you in straight away, unfortunately. but we will build you up so you're ready for that. All right. So.
Awesome.
And there's a ladies team, but my wife runs, so like she'd love to see more ladies involved.
Thank you very much, Rowland. I appreciate your time
No worries.
today.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, man.